help me to welcome our keynote speaker, Linda Larsen. I love you so much.
Gosh, oh my gosh. Oh, I love this woman. I love this woman so much. In the Broadway musical Hamilton, some of you may have seen that or seen the filmed version of it, Aaron Burr proclaims in a song that he wants to be in the room where it happens. And what is the room where it happens? It was a room filled with brilliant, exceptionally accomplished, intelligent, in this case, men, who were there to share ideas, to forge relationships, and to solve problems. That was the room where it happens. Well, you are in the room where it happens. You are a group of highly accomplished, brilliant women who will forge relationships through this experience, who will share ideas and help each other solve problems. And I am so excited to be here with you. This is a magical time, and you are in the exact right place. Now, it's interesting because I thought I was going to be doing a keynote presentation. And a couple of days ago, I found out that actually I'm going to be the MC. Oh, that's a whole different job. Okay, but see, here's what we know as women. We are flexible. We have the ability to shift on a dime, to go in a different direction. We have that ability. So I have created a whole different presentation for you today because an MC's job is different than a keynote speaker's job. So my job as an MC is to pull everything together and make sure that everyone gets brought up on stage on time and to be able to help you get the most out of this conference that you possibly can. And to that end, I'd like to share a few ideas with you and give you a little bit of information about how this day is going to go. Clearly, the room where it happens started a little bit late. So we are going to try to make up a little bit of time because we have an amazing adventure this afternoon at sunset, and we want to be able to do that. So we are going to be inviting people up to speak. Some will speak individually, some will speak on panels. And if you will look at that agenda, and please note that basically everyone has 10 minutes to speak. Basically. There are a couple of people, Anna and Heidi, I think. You have 22 minutes each. So I'm telling you this in advance so that you can be prepared, so that you can also have a little help from someone to keep you on track. I brought with me one of the most amazing human beings on the planet. I brought with me my husband from Florida. Now I'll tell you a little bit about him. He is a meteorologist for an ABC television station in Florida. He is a weatherman. I call him my weather muffin. He's my weather muffin, yes indeed. And as a weatherman, I asked him if he wanted to, John, would you stand up and share a few words with people? This is my husband, John. Few words, please.
110, no rain.
A man of few words. Well, he also has some other functions. He's going to be wiping down microphones between people speaking, and he has a timer countdown clock. Would you please show this timer countdown clock to the audience members? Ooh, a countdown clock. So I'm asking you when you're up here if you will take a look at that and kind of keep us on track, if you will. If he starts waving it like this, maybe that's the time to sort of start wrapping things up. It goes red when you have 2 minutes, apparently. Okay, so how do you get the most out of this conference? How do you do that? I want you, I have a goal. Anytime I speak somewhere, I want every person in this audience to walk away going, wow, that was great. That whole conference was amazing. I got a return on my investment. That's what I want for you. And how do you do that? We have a short period here. So here's 3 questions I'm going to ask you to jot down right now 3 questions. These are questions I want you to ask yourself so that when someone else asks you this question, you know your answer. So 3 questions that you're going to ask. Here's the first one. I want you to ask yourself, and then all throughout the day, please ask other people this question. Here's the question. What do you want to get out of this conference? That's the question. What do you want to get out of this conference? You get to decide what that is, and it's different for everyone. Maybe it's, I just wanted to get away from my family. I can't deal with them anymore. I wanted some time to myself. I wanted to learn something about how to mitigate the stress that I feel in my life, and there's a great panel on health and wellness. Maybe it's I wanted to be able to learn more about our earth and how I can take care of it. What are your goals? Maybe it's just to forge relationships with brand new people. Maybe it's that. So I'm going to ask you to answer that question for yourself, and please ask it a lot. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask you right now, at your tables, someone next to you, please turn to someone right there and ask them, what do you want to get out of this conference? Let them tell you. Turn to someone. I'm coming to you. What do you want to get out of this conference? What do you want? Okay, I want to hear some answers. Okay, mostly meeting new people and getting some... Oh, and some insight. What about you?
I'd like to see that we are coming together as a women, and let's seek how we can empower ourselves and how we can change the world where we are living.
Perfect. Okay. What about you?
I want to hear your stories, please. And through your stories, I can use the medium of theatre and stage with a multicultural acting company, and I can put all your stories together to maybe solve some problems that can go throughout the world.
So here she is. I want you to find her and tell her your story because she wants to hear that. Okay, I really want you to be asking yourself that question and asking other people. Here's the second question I would like for you to ask. What are you passionate about? What are you passionate about? What do you love? What just makes you joyful when you think about it? It's different for different people. And I love talking to Allison because my passion, what gives me so much joy is theater. As a professional theater actress for 20 years, that was my heart and my soul. So now if I'm not performing in a show, I am going to see shows because I love it so much. And I want you to find out what is everyone's passion here, because here's something exciting. You might be able to relate to people when you hear that their passion aligns with yours. You want to forge relationships here? You said that? You want to forge relationships? Find commonalities. That's what women do so well. We find commonalities. And what you are passionate about opens your heart and allows you to connect in a much richer way. What are you passionate about? Here's the third question. I love this one. What's right today? I'll say that again. What's right today? Fascinating piece of information. Did you know that we are wired to look for what's wrong? We're wired to see where the danger is. We're wired to be on guard, and now more than ever we are so wired to look for the danger, right? According to some studies, the average person has between 40 and 50,000 thoughts per day. What? 40 to 50,000 thoughts a day. And according to some studies, 80 to 90% of all those thoughts are negative. Now, you know this is true. You woke up this morning and there was your first negative thought, now wasn't it? Didn't you go, oh, I think I stayed up too late last night. Oh, I don't like this pillow. This is not a good pillow. It's too cold in here. It's too hot in here. I remember once I was at a conference and I was behind a lady in line at the buffet. I was speaking, and she didn't know I was the speaker. I just was in line with everybody else. She was right in front of me, and this is what I heard as she walked down the buffet. Can you believe this? They do not have pancakes. All this food, and there are no pancakes. Isn't that the most logical breakfast food? And they don't have pancakes. She walks a little further, and then she goes, is it cold in here? I think it's really cold in here. It's too cold in here. Woman in front of her said, well, most of these conference places are really cold. Don't you always bring an extra wrap? She goes, well, that's not my responsibility. It's their responsibility to make sure it's not too cold. And it just went downhill from there. Oh, I think those speakers are going to be boring. You know, they never have good speakers here. I'm standing there going, hello, hello. I'm just listening to this and I'm thinking, I want to get away from her. I wanted to back up. And so let me ask you a question. Please raise your hand if you know someone like that, that has so much negative energy that you kind of go, let me back up. Anyone? Okay, yeah, she raised her, Allison, two people. Okay, how many of you work with a difficult person? Could I see your hands? If you work with a difficult person, okay, we have honesty, I love it. How many of you live with a difficult person? Oh, look at the hands. Okay, how many of you are the difficult person? But you know it's true, don't you? We all know that one person who can brighten up a room just by walking out. Right? I mean, they just walk out and you go, oh, thank goodness. Oh, I feel so much better. So here's how you stop that from happening. If we're wired to look for what's wrong and we have 80 to 90% of our thoughts are negative, we're starting off on a bad foot. But not if you tell yourself right at the top of this whole conference, what's right today? What's right now? I'll tell you what's right for me. I am in a room full of amazing people. That's right for me. I am in a room with, oh, wait, I have to stop. I have to stop here because I'll tell you what's right today. When I was asked to do this, I didn't really know if I wanted to do the big travel. I wasn't sure about that. This woman, Amina Lilo, how many of you have a hard time saying no to her? Can I see your hand if you have a hard time saying no to her? She is brilliant. She is, look at her and her charming little self over there smiling. It's hard to say no to her. Let me give you her secret that she knows that we can all learn from about how to be successful when you're trying to get things to happen in life. She has mastered the art of being pleasantly persistent. That's a good one. Try to remember that. Master the art of being pleasantly persistent. Because I'll tell you, I've heard and read many times it takes 5 to 7 times to ask before you get a yes. You will get 5 to 7 no's. Well, how many people ask 1 time and give up? Ask 2 times and really give up? Ask 3 times and get their feelings hurt because I can't believe they said no to me. Not Amina. She just comes back again pleasantly. Oh, but you'll be so wonderful. Oh, but I would love to have you there. Oh, it will be. And finally you just say, well, you know, okay, thank you. Hard to say no to her. She gets things like that in life. She has influence with people because she's pleasantly persistent. That's a skill that you can use in life. So what's right today? What was right last night? What about that reception? How many of you thought that was amazing? Yes? Amina, that was fantastic. Again, I have spoken at over 1,500 conferences around the world, and some have budgets up to like $1 million or $2 million of the budget for the whole event, and they didn't have a reception as wonderful as yours. That was fantastic. Also, by the way, where are my Estonia women? Would you please raise your hand? Okay, yeah. My Estonia women, I have been misled, and I must apologize. I was told that you are, as a lot, quiet and reserved. And then I saw you last night dancing like nobody was watching, getting down with your bad self, and I thought, quiet and reserved? I don't think so. You are amazing. You are wonderful. There's nothing quiet and reserved about you. You are fantastic. You're all so wonderful. What is right today is every one of you. So I want you to be looking for what's right today. By the way, when you go back home and you're with your families, if you have children, ask them. Ask them at the breakfast table. Ask them at the dinner table. So, what happened that was really right today? That was really good. What happened? If you get this answer, nothing. Here's how you respond. Oh, I'm sure it wasn't anything big, but if there was some little thing, what was it? You'll hear a pause, and they'll go, nothing. And you go, oh, I probably wasn't even worth mentioning, but some little thing that happened that really felt right to you. What was that? You'll get an answer. Keep asking. See, remember? Pleasantly persistent. Keep asking. Okay, so you're going to ask those 3 questions as you go throughout this day. What did you come here for? What do you want to get out of this conference? And ask everyone that. What are you passionate about? Ask people about that. And the other one, what's right today? Those things will see you through this conference up here with your heart open for everyone to have those relationships that you're looking for. Now, that's how to get the most out of this conference. Now that leaves me about 8 minutes to do my keynote presentation, which I want to do because I think these are some ideas that I learned along the way that have helped me get to where I am today that I know will help you. And here was the first one, and it has to do with the way I started, about being in the room where it happens. The first thing we have to do, if we're going to manifest our aspirations and our dreams and our hopes, is we have to show up. You showed up. You're here. Do you understand what a big thing that is? Lots of people knew about this, and here was the thinking. Oh, well, I'd like to go, but I have other things to do. Oh, well, that would probably be nice, but, you know, I'm kind of busy. No, I'm too tired to go. My plate's too full. You didn't say that. You said, no, there's opportunities there, and I'm going to show up. That's number 1. Number 2 is show up prepared. This is a big one. Show up prepared. I want to tell you a little story about a speaker that I heard once. It was at a National Speakers Association annual conference. There were 2,500 professional speakers in the room. And every once in a while, this organization, of which I am a member, would invite a celebrity to speak. Why? Because audience members go, oh, it's a celebrity. Let's make sure we go. So this was a very famous person, and I'm not going to mention names, but he was a very famous person. And so they introduced him, and when he came out on stage, everyone applauded like crazy. Oh, it's him. And he stood there for a moment in the kind of silence, and then he made a few little niceties. Well, thank you for having me. Well, it's really nice to be here. Well, isn't the weather here in Vegas really hot? It was just sort of like little things he was saying. And then he stopped, and he said, I was asked to give you something that would help you perform better, regardless of what that looks like. If you're speaking, especially if you're speaking, if you're making a presentation, I was supposed to give you an idea that would help you do that. He said, I thought I could wing it. He said, I've spoken at groups before. I just kind of banter. I'm pretty good at it. He said, I want to tell you right now, I am so panic-stricken in my head that I'm about to throw up. He said, what a mistake I made. But that's my tip to you. Don't wing it. Be prepared. And now, I've been at these meetings for 20 years. I've heard, I can't tell you, hundreds and hundreds of other keynote speakers who had great messages. I can't remember one of them. But boy, do I remember that one. And here's why. I have done the same thing. Haven't we all? Where you wing it. Well, it'll be good enough. I'm pretty good. I can do that. But on some level, that causes you anxiety, doesn't it? Kind of riddles your confidence level. But the more you prepare, and as Allison knows this in the theater, Allison, I'm going to ask you this. Do you happen to know how many hours one rehearses for every finished 1 minute of a show? Do you happen to know what that is? For 1 minute of a finished show, production, live stage production, How long do they have to rehearse? I heard a number. Does this sound good to you? 1 hour per one finished minute. So if it's a 200-minute show, that's 200 hours that they practice and rehearse and prepare. So there is nothing left to chance when they get out there. Now there's a saying in the theater, and it's this: prepare and improvise. So that you prepare like crazy, you know what's gonna happen, and then when you get out there, you're ready to shift. If you have to, be responsive to what's going on, or if someone says, nope, you're not a keynote speaker anymore, now you are a master of ceremonies, you can go, got it, I'm on it, because you're prepared. That's going to be one of the greatest tools you take with you in life anywhere you go, to be prepared. So you're going to show up prepared, and then you're going to show up with passion. And that showing up with passion is what will drive you. It will keep you going. And it's contagious, and other people want what you've got. When you are passionate about something, people feel, all of a sudden, they kind of like, there's a clearing, and they start kind of gravitating towards you. And they're like, ooh, what's she so happy about? I want what she's got. What's she got? Television commercials do this. In television commercials, you see a celebrity holding some kind of a product. Let's say it's a can of soda, and they're drinking it, and they're looking happy, and you love that celebrity. And you look at him and you go, he's so happy. What's he so happy about? Oh, he's drinking that soda. I bet I'll love the soda too. That's how they sell products. And you want to have influence. You want to be able to persuade people. It's your passion that will do that. Bring your passion to the party. So, and be unabashed about it. Be unapologetic about it. That's why I couldn't turn Amina down. Not only did she master the art of being pleasantly persistent, but she was so passionate about it. How do you say no to that? You don't. You don't. So ladies, here we are in the room where it happens, and we're amazing, and we are very much what's right today. And I was thinking about the fact that it took us a long while to get started because we had a lot of technical things. And I was looking out, and you were all talking and connecting and laughing and smiling. And I thought to myself, whoa, that's what women do. If this had been a room, forgive me, there are men in the room. I love and appreciate you so much. But if there were men in this room, it might have been a little bit more quiet. Do you think? They might have been sitting there not making eye contact because, you know, some men don't do that a lot. They don't make eye contact. In fact, if you ever notice two men talking together, they stand side by side and face that way. And they're like, what did you think about that? Oh, yeah, I liked it a lot. Oh, yeah, did you think? Oh, me too. Okay, see you, bye. And they're side by side looking that way. Women are face to face. And we're like, oh, really? No kidding? Tell me more. We do that. And that's one of our superpowers. That's one of your superpowers. So I want you to look face to face with people, heart to heart, connect with them, talk with them. You are in the room where it's happening. I applaud you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you.